Coincidence? Meghan wrote Kate nickname in Omid's book, Katie Keene, his character in Meghan's favourite book. Katie Keene and Meghan's love of Archie comics, UK journos claim no one called Catherine this. Is Meghan the source of the nickname? Omid Scobie's claim that the Princess of Wales was widely known by the nickname Katie Keene for her eagerness to please palace officials has bemused royal correspondents who'd never heard the term used. So where did the Sussex's cheerleader get the moniker? In America, where Prince Harry and Meghan now live, the name feels much more familiar. Katie Keene, it turns out, is a well-known character in the cult American comic book series Archie, and by pure coincidence, also happens to be a favourite of Meghan's. Indeed, just last year, the former actress used the Archetypes podcast series Rip to tell listeners about her love of the comic. I read a lot of Archie comic books as a child, she told Mindy Carling. I always wanted this cookie-cutter perfect life. In the 1960s cartoon, later turned into a television series starring Lucy Hale, Katie is the girl next door, eager for fame and dripping with ambition, who eventually becomes a Broadway star. Meghan, meanwhile, made clear that she sees herself more as Betty, the kind but meek character in the Archie stories, known for rescuing wounded birds and helping the homeless. I'm the smart one, not the pretty one, she informed Carling. In short, Katie Keene is a character in the Riverdale universe. Meghan has been quoted repeatedly talking about how she was obsessed with vintage Archie comics, and how she'd drive around with her dad buying them in vintage shops when she was a kid. Who besides Meghan would nickname Kate with this relatively unknown Archie comics character? So this is just more proof that Meghan's fingerprints are all over the book Endgame. Pretty much a totally American comic book, so no one in the UK probably ever heard of it. Has to be Meghan. Meghan was running the shop when, before they left the royal family, all the social media posts started turning up written in American English. No Archie comics in the UK, most folk, including scabies, would never have heard of it, or the characters, straight from that woman's mouth. She's not bright enough to cover her tracks. Meghan and Scobie have been in cahoots with this book for over a year. When she was doing that god-awful podcast and talking about how much she loved Archie comics, she already knew the Katie Keene nickname was in the book. It comes as Trevor Phillips calls Omid Scobie's allegations about discriminatory royals nonsense amid growing backlash at his relentless twisting of the knife, and says every family of colour discusses a baby's colour. Sir Trevor Phillips has said that any chat about Archie would have been out of excitement for a new baby, and about whether he'd look more like Meghan or Harry. Sir Trevor revealed that his family had the same conversation about his youngest grandson, and believes that discussing the colour in a mixed colour home should be viewed no differently to discussing the colour of a child's eyes or hair. The chat about Archie, if it happened at all, came to a head this week with two alleged royal discriminators being outed on national television in the UK, after King Charles and the Princess of Wales were named in the Dutch first edition of Omid Scobie's Endgame. An insider exclusively tells Us Weekly Kate was 100% not one of the people who discussed it. She's saddened that her name got pulled into this because she had nothing to do with it. This has closed the door on any reconciliation with Meghan as far as Kate is concerned, the source says. She's had enough of Meghan's antics and wants absolutely nothing to do with her. She'll never make up with her.